Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand opening of the Ferguson Student Union. This is without question one of the greatest days in the history of Arkansas Tech University. The facility we are here to dedicate stands as a testament to our commitment to serve students, our ability to pull together to achieve a shared goal, and perhaps most important, the perseverance and determination of the Arkansas Tech community. As a result of these qualities, we are gathered today to celebrate a long-awaited opening of the Ferguson Student Union. At this time, please join me in welcoming the 13th President of Arkansas Tech University, Dr. Russell Jones.
Thank you, Brian, and thanks to each of you for coming out today. It's a wonderful day for Arkansas Tech University and a wonderful day to be at Arkansas Tech University. We ordered special sunshine and warmer weather for you today. We didn't want it to be too cold or too hot, so we're glad to have you here. I would like to recognize some individuals who have joined us this afternoon. They include members of our Board of Trustees, Ms. Stephanie Duffield of Russellville, Mr. Corey Cox of Perryville, Mr. Jim Smith of Fayetteville, Mr. Lynn Cotton of Dardanelle, and Ms. Andrea Lee of Russellville. Let's give them a hand, please. You know, when I look back, about every 25 years for the last 100 years, something special has happened at Arkansas Tech. So 100 years ago, in the days of Mr. John Tucker, he was here. We became the Wonder Boys, known as the Wonder Boys back in 1925. 25 years later, and 75 years ago, we became a four-year institution, degree-granting institution. 50 years ago, we saw two things. We saw, number one, we saw Tucker Coliseum dedicated 50 years ago, and we also saw the name of our institution changed to Arkansas Tech University. And then 25 years ago, we saw the dedication of RPL, Ross Pendergraft Library and Technology Center, 25 years ago. And today, just as significant as all those dates, we see the opening of the Ferguson Student Union. So, great. The Ferguson Student Union was built with the help of a lot of individuals and a lot of entities who saw the value in this project and wanted to be part of it from the very beginning. You will have the opportunity to hear from several of those donors today, and you will see their names throughout the building when you go on the tour. But in the instance of time, I would simply like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making this a possibility and for all your gifts you gave in support of the Ferguson Student Building. Let's give all our donors a hand. Every building has a story. The story of the Ferguson Student Union began in 2014 when my predecessor, Dr. Robin Bowen, came to Arkansas Tech to interview for the position of president. As she visited the students and toured the campus, she recognized the need for a true student union and recreation center to provide for the campus life needs of our students. Fast forward a few years after that, on October of 2017, the Board of Trustees approved a campus facility master plan that included the construction of a student union and recreation center. The architect selection process began, and on May 16th, Miller Bacchus Lack of Fayetteville was selected as the lead architect, while the Smith Group was identified as an assisting firm in the planning process. The fall of 19 rolled around, and it was time of optimizing and planning. Representatives from our planning partners visited campuses to meet with students and gain their feedback on what would be our new facility. The process of designing the facility began, and we were well on our way. But if you remember March of 2020, something happened. Okay? March of 2020, the world came to a standstill, and so did the building of the Ferguson Student Union. By the end of the spring 22 semester, Arkansas Tech had largely returned to its standard operating procedures, and it was time to again renew the process for a new student union and recreation center. Our former Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Keegan Nichols, re-engaged our student leaders in a lot of conversations, and through that process, we started to identify what we still needed in the building and what had changed. Kenco Constructors came on board as our project contractor in December of 22, and the ceremonial groundbreaking for the Student Union was held on this site, believe it or not, 3 years ago yesterday. That was our groundbreaking. When the ATU Board of Trustees asked me to step in to become interim president in August of 23, one of my top priorities was to aid in finalizing the final project and plan, which would become the Student Union. Student input to me was of the utmost concern, and so I want to take a minute to express special thanks to the member of the Student Planning Committee that worked during the 2023-24 academic year. That group of students met regularly, and I'm talking about over months. They were given the interior size of the building, and they were asked, what do you want where and what size do you want it to be? They came back again and said, we want to design the furniture. So everything you see inside was designed by the students for the students, and they picked all the furnitures and all the trimmings. So let's have a hand for that group of students. We finalized the building plans and construction began in earnest on July 8th, 2024. So less than 2 years ago, we started construction. So here we are today, and what a place this is to be. I can't wait to get you inside and see, and all I heard this morning on our tour this morning was a lot of wows, and I think you're going to say the same thing. So that's part of the story of this building. Let's go back to the beginning of this area. In 1984, Ralph Waldo Emerson explored the many ways in which life is very circular. This building, its namesake, and this very plot of land are highly representative of that circle of life here at Arkansas Tech. This site was home to the first cafeteria on our campus. That building evolved to become the administration building, and also a library was constructed next door that later became to be known by the name of Tomlinson. We remember the Tomlinson Library with the cupola that you'll see on the far end of the Mullins Plaza. We took it off of the Tomlinson building, had it restored to remind us of the history of this location and the Tomlinson family. From 1959 to 2022, this plot of land was also home to the W.O. Young Student Center, which many of you remember. The Young family has been continuously involved with our institution since 1917. Now, I said 50 years ago, two important things happened. We opened Tucker Coliseum, and we became Arkansas Tech University. Another important thing happened 50 years ago. A young higher education professional came to us from Northwestern State University in Louisiana to serve as the caretaker for the W.O. Young Student Center and mentor for the students who called it home. His name is Jimmy Ferguson. It was so funny when Jimmy pulled in the other day. His wife Cindy told me, he said he pointed down to this corner. He said, that's where my first office was. And so isn't it pretty great that right next to it is now going to be the Ferguson Student Union? So Mr. Ferguson stayed with us. Thank you. Mr. Ferguson stayed with us 19 years. At the end of his career here, he became the Assistant Vice President and Dean of Students. And then his wife Cindy came up with an idea, said, I heard there's a company called McDonald's that might be interested in having some people come in, do training, and maybe take over a couple of McDonald's. So Cindy convinced him. They left Russellville in 1994 to join the Ronald McDonald family and became owners of restaurants in Central Texas in a sleepy little town called Austin. I think that's the reason Austin really boomed, was because of all of his McDonald's. They found great success in that endeavor, and through Jane Jones, our former Vice President for Development, and other friends, the Fergusons always remained connected to Arkansas Tech. As a result, when the new Student Union and Recreation Center project at Arkansas Tech was finalized the Ferguson stepped forward to provide the lead gift in support of this construction. It was my privilege at the fall commencement in 2024 to announce that this building would be named the Ferguson Student Union in honor of Jimmy and Cindy Ferguson. Mr. and Ms. Ferguson, please know how much we appreciate your support and how special it will be that your name will forever serve as a connection point between this new building and all of the history that has taken place on this site. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to the Fergusons. At this time, it is my honor to introduce and invite our chair of the Board of Trustees, Ms. Stephanie Duffield, to come forward and bring her remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Jones, and thank you to everyone joining us on this special occasion. On behalf of my fellow trustees, I would like to express appreciation to everyone who was involved in the planning and construction of the Ferguson Student Union. This facility represents a leap forward for Arkansas Tech as we continue to fulfill our mission and pursue our vision as an institution. As you tour the building today, I invite you to envision the future of Arkansas Tech. Ferguson Student Union is a place for our students to call home. Here, their sense of belonging will be nurtured, relationships will be strengthened. Ferguson Student Union is a place where Arkansas Tech students will grow into the best versions of themselves. As a result of this increase in connectedness, Arkansas Tech students will feel a greater sense of affection for and loyalty to their alma mater far beyond graduation day. Ferguson Student Union is a transformative building for Arkansas Tech. I look forward to everything that our professional staff in student affairs and our student leadership will do to maximize this exciting new resource. ATU students, welcome to your new home, Ferguson Student Union.
Thank you, Ms. Duffield. Imagine for a moment Arkansas Tech without a student activities board or without a formalized leadership program for the student body. Imagine an Arkansas Tech that did not have the vibrant student worker program that has grown so many of our current and future leaders. And imagine an Arkansas Tech without a modern freshman orientation. We have our next speaker to thank for these initiatives and so many more, as well as he, his wife Cindy, and their family's tremendous support of this building. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jimmy Ferguson.
Thank you, everybody, and welcome to Arkansas Tech University. Now, this was my home for 19 years, from 1975 to 94. And as a staff member here, that I grew as a person, as an individual. Now, my belief and my trait and my role within the society was born here at Arkansas Tech University. I think so much for many of the students who was there at that time is back today, and that success that they have in life, that they have within their community, and that's what we are all about. So, you know, I want to thank Dr. Jones, the members of the Board of Trustees, our Student Affairs Office, our Facility Management Construction Department, Kenco Construction Company, NBL Architecture, and all of our students who has participated in making this facility fit for you. It is for you. So I'm very excited for the students here for you to take a look at your new home, the living room of this campus. And again, just remember, it's for you. It will always welcome you with open arms. You know, before celebrating the new student union here, we have to look at the legacy of the building that was here before. I know that Dr. Jones had just mentioned W.O. Young Student Center. In 1959 to 1922, for 63 years, this facility met the needs and wants of our students. 1959, our world was so different. The students here that you would not fit in 1959. But the Student Center, W.O. Young Student Center did. So we had thousands of students going through registration every semester through that building. We had hundreds and thousands of students receiving scholarships, grants, and loans within that building. Then we had all the students every semester paying your bills at that building. That was not a very popular office. Then we had all the students every semester, every day, going to the bookstore, purchasing the books and supplies, before the computers. You have to actually, physically read the books. Then we have students every single day going to the post office and looking for the mail from your home. Okay. Then we had students every day socializing, developing friendship within that building. Then we had dances, we had social activities, we had programs within that building. I promise you, back in 1959, in the 60s, and 70s, and the 80s, and 90s, appreciate W.O. Young Student Center. So we have to look at the legacy so we can plan for the future, for the current students and the future students. Okay. So this facility is a physical building, very impressive, and this physical building, it is for you, for the students. But what's most important is that what's going to take place inside the building, what's going to take place on a daily basis, not only for the current students, hopefully for the next 63 years. And the activities that would take place where the students will be able to manage their health, their physical needs, their social needs, developing friendship, working within organizations, and developing leadership, and understanding what the society is like today and for tomorrow. As I shared earlier, many of the students who's been here, who has not been here for 20, 30 years, are here today. And every single person is very successful in life because for this institution. Because for the faculty, the administration, and the board, who cares for this institution as a family. So for all the students here, know that you are not only here for 4 years, some cases 5 years, and that's okay, But you remember that you always have a home here at Arkansas Tech University. So thank you, have a blessed day, and remember, this is your home. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. The wonder of this day is that Ferguson Student Union is only one part of the story. Look around you at this beautiful new pedestrian mall. This outdoor space will become a destination for a wide variety of events and activities to serve Arkansas Tech, its mission, and its people. It was made possible through the generosity of the late Bert and Annette Mullins of Russellville. Today, speaking on behalf of the Bert and Annette Mullins family is Mr. Bucky Kroom.
Good afternoon. Today is a special day for this campus and our community as we gather to dedicate the Bert and Annette Mullins Plaza. This beautiful space is more than brick and stone. It's a reflection of the generosity, vision, and lifelong commitment to this place that so many have called home here at Arkansas Tech University. Bert and Annette Mullins are not just benefactors of this university, they're part of its story. As graduates of Arkansas Tech, they carried with them the values opportunities, and sense of purpose they found here. And over the decades, they've given back in ways that ensure those same opportunities remain strong for generations to come. Several years ago, Bert made a commitment to build this plaza. Today, we see that promise fulfilled. But what stands before us is more than a gathering place. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of connection, a symbol of community, and a symbol of the belief that investing in people and places creates lasting impact. The Mullins visions for tech has never been short-term. It's been steady, thoughtful, deeply rooted in the idea that education lives. Annette alluded to the importance of youth and education in her 1946 valedictory speech from Pottsville High School. And I'm going to read that, a portion of that. She said, "Our minds wander ahead into the future when we will take the affairs of the world in our hands. Decisions must be made now if we are to reach our goal. For this is a turning point in our life. We turn our thoughts to better and higher ideals. We must select a vocation for our own success and for the success of America. Some ignore our ideas and opinions, but who fashions the future of our nation except the youth of today?" That belief is perhaps most clearly seen in the Mullins Promise Scholarship Program. Through this initiative, education majors from Russellville and Pottsville are given the opportunity to pursue a 4-year degree with full tuition support. Think about that. It means students can focus on learning, growing, and preparing to serve others without the heavy burden of student debt. It means future teachers can enter classrooms ready to inspire, not weighed down by financial strain. And it means that Bert and Annette's impact will ripple outward, reaching countless students who will one day sit in those classrooms. I think Bert and Annette are looking down today and are going to be so proud of this legacy. The Mullins Plaza will become a place where students gather between classes, where friendships are formed, where ideas are shared, and where memories are made. Years from now, students may not know every detail of how this space came to be, but they'll feel its purpose. And that purpose is rooted in generosity, foresight, and love for this university. Bert and Annette's dedication reminds us all of what it means to invest in something bigger than ourselves. They have not given only to Arkansas Tech, but to the future of education, to this community, and to generations yet to come. On behalf of the Bert and Annette Mullins Foundation, it's my honor to celebrate the dedication of the Bert and Annette Mullins Plaza, a lasting testament to their vision, commitment, and belief in the power of education. Thank you.
Thank you, Bucky. One additional fact about Mullins Plaza, you will note that it includes a grove of beautiful trees behind you. Those trees are one of the aspects of a decades-long initiative led by Arkansas Tech alumnus, Mr. Robert Norman, to help beautify our campus. Please join me in recognizing Mr. Norman. Lori Bibler-Terry and her late husband, James Bibler, have been at the forefront of philanthropy and support of Arkansas Tech for many years. Their gifts toward multiple initiatives have played a significant role in our ability to increase student success and access. Their unwavering commitment to Arkansas Tech is represented in Ferguson Student Union with the naming of the James and Lori Bibler Event Center, which will be the site of memorable events on our campus for decades to come. Please welcome Lori Bibler-Terry.
Good afternoon. It's truly an honor to be here today as we celebrate the grand opening of the Ferguson Student Union. This building has been many years in the making, over a decade of planning, dreaming, and believing in what could become for the students of Arkansas Tech University. For my late husband, James Bibler, Arkansas Tech always held a very special place in his heart. James believed deeply in giving young people a chance. To him, education was one of the greatest opportunities a person could have. But his own journey to college wasn't a simple one. As a young man, James dreamed of attending college and playing football. However, his father needed him to help run the family mill. So he set aside that dream for a while and worked for a year before he was finally able to attend Arkansas Tech. Although he was only able to attend for 2 years before being called back home to help run the mill, those 2 years at Arkansas Tech meant the world to him. In many ways, he carried those years with him for the rest of his life. Arkansas Tech never left his heart. Even though he was unable to finish his degree, he never stopped believing in the value of this university or the opportunities it creates for young people. Throughout the years, James always looked for ways to give back and support Arkansas Tech and its students because he believes so strongly in what this university represents. That is why the Ferguson Student Union is so meaningful. While today's students will be the ones filling these halls, this building also represents the hopes and dreams of generations of alumni who came before them, people like James who believe deeply in the future of this university. This beautiful state-of-the-art facility will give students a place to gather, to learn from one another, to grow and strengthen their bodies, minds, and spirits. The Ferguson Student Union will truly become the heart of campus life for many years to come. And if you think about it, some of the most important parts of college education don't just happen in the classroom. They happen in places like this. Over conversations, friendships, and the experience that shape who students become. I only wish that James could be here today to see this dream come to life. He would be so proud to see students walking through these doors, building friendships, sharing ideas, and discovering who they are meant to become. James believed that when you invest in young people, you invest in the future. Being part of this project would have meant so much to him. While James is no longer with us, his belief in Arkansas Tech and in the promise of the students never faded. It brings me comfort to know that his love for this university and his faith in the young people who study here will continue to live on in a place like the Ferguson Student Union, where students will gather, grow, and create memories that will last a lifetime. I'm also grateful that I'm not carrying that commitment alone. My husband Jeff and I both feel strongly about continuing what James cared about so deeply. Together we want to honor his memory by supporting Arkansas Tech and the continued growth of this campus for the students who will walk these halls, build friendships, discover their passions, and shape their future here. Thank you to Arkansas Tech University for believing in its students and for continuing to invest in their future. And congratulations to everyone who helped make this dream a reality. I believe that James would say this: if even one student finds their path, their purpose, or their future here, then every bit of this dream was worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Okay, travel back with me to 1947. The place is Strong, Arkansas, in rural Union County. A young man standing 6'6" was making a name for himself on the basketball court. So much so that a new coach at Arkansas Tech, Coach Sam Heinzman, traveled to Strong to recruit him. That young man was Deward Dobson, and he became a central figure in establishing the Heinzman basketball dynasty at Arkansas Tech. Swish, as he was known during his playing days, went on to serve as the head coach of the Wonder Boys before enjoying a successful business career. Coach Dobson became one of the Arkansas Tech's most loyal and generous benefactors, and that tradition of giving back continues with the Deward and Ann Dobson Fitness Center inside of the Ferguson Student Union. Speaking today on behalf of the Dobson family is Coach Dobson's son, Mark Dobson.
He about stole my jokes for Strong. I've got a couple of jokes I want to tell about Strong. But hey, first off, I want to thank the board, Dr. Jones, your leadership team, the faculty, the students, and everybody that played a role in making this building come true. Not only want to thank you, but I want to congratulate you on something that's absolutely outstanding in Russellville, Arkansas. You know, Mom and Dad had a story, and Brian kind of started on it. Dad was in Strong. Y'all know where Strong is? Y'all know where Strong is? A few of you know where Strong is. Well, it wasn't really Strong. It's Urbana, and this is a suburb of Strong. Is where Urbana is. And Coach Heinzman was coming through there to recruit Dad. He had another guy there that Dad knew, and the only reason Dad was going to meet with him was because he knew Tom Massey. And so they came to the house, and Mama, who was Dad's mother, we all called her Mama, sat in on this meeting. And after it was over, Dad wasn't changed. He wasn't going to Tech. He was going in the oil fields and was going to roughneck. So he left, and they left. Well, when he got back, his clothes were in a box. Everything he had, which wasn't much, was in a box and sacks. And she told him, Mama said under no uncertain terms, he was getting in the car with those men when they came back tomorrow because she told him he would be in the car with them. And that's how we wound up at Arkansas Tech. Mama took seniority and said, you go on. So I'm glad that happened, and that changed everything. Mama had the vision to see what an opportunity Tech could present to somebody from Strong, Arkansas, who nobody in the family had ever had anything, including running water. They didn't even know they had an outhouse still at that time. But, you know, after coming to Tech, everything played well. Dad had a great coaching career, coached here at Tech, and then they had some fortune and became very successful in business. And with that success, they gave back. ATU projects here. They've supported scholarships. They anonymously took care of tuitions. And they became very involved in their church in Lilburn, Georgia. And we lost Mom and Dad in 2015. And a couple of years after that, I contacted Janie Jones, who I haven't seen today, and I hope I get to. Mom and Dad just love Tom and Jane. And I talked to Janie about how we could properly honor Mom and Dad. And Janie got me with Brian, and we've had some conversations, and this is where we landed. And guys, I can only say that my expectations have been so far exceeded. This is a big deal, and the investment that this institution has made into this university and to the students that are going to be here over the next 50 years. I was 14 when Tucker opened. All right, so think about another 50 years and all the lives that are going to be impacted by this student union. Friendships, relationships, lessons learned, lessons taught, mentorships created. And guys, the only thing I can say to everyone here is my family, who is right down here with us. That's his greatest pride right there. We got a grandson, two grandsons, a granddaughter, and then my other son is represented in the president's box. We are overwhelmed with pride to know that Dewart and Ann Dobson are going to be connected with the Ferguson Student Union for generations to come. Thank you for letting me be here today. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mark. A project like this requires significant planning and attention to detail. Fortunately for us, Drew Dickey serves as the Director of Facilities Management at Arkansas Tech. He and his team have done a tremendous job managing this construction project. Please join me in welcoming Drew Dickey.
Good afternoon. In October of 2022, a group of Arkansas Tech staff members gathered together to begin reviewing the RFQ for construction manager at risk for the Ferguson Student Union. At that time, we weren't just looking for another contractor, we were looking for a partner, someone to come on board and help us see vision and fulfill a complex project from beginning to end. Fortunately for us, we found just that in Kinco Constructors. Construction projects of this magnitude and complexity require coordination between architects, engineers, contractors, campus stakeholders, and many others. And no matter the challenge, and Kinko can attest, they weren't always easy. Kinko stepped up. They led, rooted in their technical expertise. But it wasn't just their technical expertise that impressed us. It was also their understanding of why this project was important for us. This building isn't just another building on our campus. This is a building that will serve as a cornerstone for us for years to come. A place where students can gather, make memories, and forge friendships that will shape their lives. Even today, Kinko cooked our students lunch, a small gesture, but a genuine one that points to their commitment to the group of people this building was built to serve. We've had the opportunity to work with Matt Glover, Scott Smith, Cruz Pineda, and countless others from the Kinko team, all of which are experts in their field and committed to excellence. That commitment to excellence can be seen in the building today and starts at the top at Kinko, which is why I'm particularly excited to introduce our next speaker, President of Kinko Constructors, Mr. Clay Gordon.
Wow, thanks, Drew. I don't think I need to say anything else. How about that suit from Drew, though? Looks good. No, thank you sincerely, Drew. We appreciate that very much. Thank you to the entire administration, to the Board of Trustees for placing your trust and your confidence in Kinko. We are incredibly humbled and very grateful to be part of this historic project. So thank you very, very much. I will say the best and the most successful projects that we get to work on have one thing in common, and that is a great team. And it's got to have a great leader, and you all have that in Drew Dickey. He is a tremendous leader of projects, and this would not have happened without Drew. So again, Drew, thank you very much. I also want to say thank you to our design partners, MBL. I know Audie is here somewhere, and their partnership with Smith Group. We thank you all for your partnership in this as well. But while Drew said it, I really want to give tribute to the guys that worked so hard to make this happen. The Kinko team, Scott Smith, who's back there, Matt Glover, Cruz Pineda, Cesar Mendoza, Stephen Ronza. This is the team that led the effort on this project, and I want to brag on them for a minute too. They've also been several of the guys. They're all hiding, like all contractors. They're hiding in the back. They're probably over there cooking, and thanks for manning the cook as well. But I do want to brag on them because we can proudly say we finished this job on time, on budget, and most importantly with 0 accidents. So again, we are grateful for that. We're thankful. Yes, thank you. So again, thank you to the board and to everyone for letting us be a part of this historic event. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Clay. Thank you, Drew. Dr. Jones reflected in his remarks about the circular nature of life. When Arkansas Tech was planning the construction of the Doc Bryan Student Service Center and Ross Pennegraff Library and Technology Center, one of the student leaders who provided input was a young lady from Greenwood, Arkansas named Amy Hurt. Now, as we open another landmark structure on our campus, Amy Pennington, as we now know her, is Vice President for Student Affairs at Arkansas Tech, and she has been vital in providing leadership for the planning and the opening of the Ferguson Student Union. Please welcome Amy to the podium.
Thanks, Brian. Wow, what a great day at Arkansas Tech. It cannot be said too many times today, thank you to those of you who gave so generously to this project. You made a decision to support ATU students, and as someone who gets the opportunity to work with them daily, I can assure you, you made a great investment. Before I go any further, I would like to recognize a few student affairs leaders whose planning and hard work have helped make this building possible. Kevin Solomon, Assistant Vice President for Campus Life. Chelsea Neal, Associate Dean for Campus Life and Director of the Ferguson Student Union. Brecken Ballard, Assistant Director of the Ferguson Student Union. This core group has met weekly with our project partners for the past 2 years and has worked tirelessly behind the scenes to get us ready for today. This space is truly a reflection of your commitment to the students of Arkansas Tech. So thank you for your leadership and dedication. One of my greatest joys is working at ATU. I'm so proud of this campus. In my nearly 33 years here, I've been privileged to form many core tech memories, and today will certainly be another. As Brian mentioned, I remember breaking ground for the Ross Pendergraft Library and Technology Center and moving into my new office when Doc Bryan opened, and it seems like only yesterday we were breaking ground for this building, celebrating the tree-topping ceremony, and now we're here, seeing all of the names etched throughout this building that mean so much to me and to ATU. I continue to watch this campus transform right before my eyes, all to benefit the students we serve. At Arkansas Tech, we are in the life-changing business, and this building will help us change even more lives. Opening the doors of the Ferguson Student Union is a major milestone for our students. Our students have helped mold and shape this building from day one, and it's our students who will bring it life for generations to come. The Ferguson Student Union will serve as the living room of our campus, a place where students will gather, build friendships, engage in organizations, and create memories that will last a lifetime. For current students and those who follow, this building and the beautiful plaza that we enjoy right now will be a hub for connection, involvement, and a place of tremendous green and gold pride. Getting to this day would not have been possible without our students and the Student Government Association. As the voice of ATU students, SGIA's ideas and feedback have helped ensure that this space meets the needs of our students as they have diligently served on focus groups and on planning committees. As a former SGA president and the parent of one, I would like to take a moment to express my appreciation to all current and former members of the Student Government Association in attendance today. We thank you for accepting important leadership roles and responsibilities on behalf of your fellow students. One of the student leaders who rendered great service to Arkansas Tech during the Ferguson Student Union planning process was 2024-25 SGA President Ellie White of Malvern. Ellie has since graduated and has joined the ATU Department of Campus Life staff as Coordinator of Student Involvement. Please welcome Ellie White.
Wow, thank you for that very flattering introduction. I am incredibly honored to be here, standing here before you today, celebrating the conclusion of this long and highly anticipated project. This building serves as a final puzzle piece that completes the greater picture of ATU, and that piece fits due to the collaboration between our administration and the student body. Because of the hard work and countless hours that students have put in serving on committees, gathering feedback, and crafting a vision, this building will serve as the beating heart of our campus community. I am grateful that students were heavily involved in this project before the concrete was even poured, ensuring that this building can be a functional and vital part of our campus life. I'd like to give a special shout out to our Associate Dean, Chelsea Neal, who tirelessly ensured that this building was in line with the needs of the student body, down to the carpet squares on the floor, and Vice President Suzanne McCall, who worked her magic to make our vision happen, such as ensuring that our food option would meet the needs of our student wishes. These are just a few names of many, many, many people who engaged in a campus-wide collaborative effort. This building has been on my mind since I stepped foot on campus in fall of 2021, and I'm happy to report that it has far exceeded my expectations. I'm looking forward to the many memories that we will make in this facility, where I now have the honor of working. Finally, it is time to turn the page and enter a new chapter for ATU. Thank you, and I'll see you inside.
Thank you, Ellie. Carson Smith of Russellville is another student leader who played a major role in the development of the Ferguson Student Union. Serving as our current SGA president, Carson has been a strong advocate for the student body, helping to ensure that the student perspective remains central throughout this project. Carson is also a member of the student employee team that will oversee the day-to-day operations of the facility. And let me tell you, that team has been very busy over the last several weeks preparing for today. You'll get a chance to meet many of these outstanding students during the open house following our program today. To speak on behalf of these important groups, please join me in welcoming Carson Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. As SGA President, I am honored to be here today as we celebrate the opening of this incredible new building. However, this moment represents so much more. It represents vision, partnership, and shared commitment to the future of Arkansas Tech University. Moments like this do not happen without the dedication and generosity of many people, and that is why I first want to express sincere gratitude to the donors, supporters, and university leaders who helped make this day possible. Your belief in this institution and your willingness to invest in its future have created something that will serve students for years to come. Your support has helped turn an idea into reality, and for that, we are deeply thankful. That same spirit of investment and service was also reflected in the people who worked to ensure students had a voice throughout this process. I want to take a moment to recognize some individuals whose leadership and support made a lasting impact. A special thank you to prior SGA presidents Ellie White and Hannah Stone. I am grateful for their guidance and for the work they did in uplifting student voices during this process. Their leadership helped carry forward the student perspective and a project that will benefit generations of Arkansas Tech students. In addition, I want to thank our Director of Facilities Management, Drew Dickey, our Associate Dean for Campus Life in the Student Union, Chelsea Neal, the Assistant Vice President for Campus Life, Kevin Solomon, and Vice President of Student Affairs, Amy Pennington, for making sure students had a seat at the table throughout this process. Their willingness to listen, to include students in important conversations, and to ensure that student support was directed toward what students truly wanted made a lasting difference. The student fee imposed by SGA that helped support this project began in the 2021-2022 academic year, and in spring of 2026 alone, it helped generate over $1 million. And over the course of an academic year, it contributes over $3 million. Those numbers reflect more than just funding. They reflect a real commitment to honoring student priorities, and I am thankful for those who helped ensure those resources were used in a way that reflected the needs and vision of our students. And while those numbers are important, what matters even more is what they represent. This building is a reflection of something that makes Arkansas Tech University so special: the investment of students in the future of their university. Long before these doors opened, students played an important role in the planning, conversations, and support that helped make this day possible. It is important that we recognize the students who came before us and helped shape the vision for what this building could become. Their time, effort, and their belief in making ATU better for future generations helped lay the foundation for what we celebrate today. It is the time, effort, and monetary support of both our donors and our students that has made this building possible. Both groups had one thing in mind: making ATU a better place for ATU students. And there's no doubt that this building will do exactly that. This new space will become a place for connection, opportunity, leadership, and community. It will serve as a reminder of what can happen when people come together with a common purpose and a shared belief in students. Today we celebrate not just the opening of a building, but the opening of new possibilities for Arkansas Tech University. Thank you.
Thank you, Carson, and thank you to all our speakers today. To conclude the formal portion of our program, I would like to invite our trustees, our donors, our speakers, and other VIPs in attendance to join us for a photo opportunity as we cut the ribbon to officially open the Ferguson Student Union at Arkansas Tech University. Following the cutting of the ribbon, please make your way inside, enjoy a self-guided tour. There will be student workers throughout the facility to tell you all about it and assist you. Thank you again for your attendance, and have a wonderful afternoon.